I'm Matt Bishard in San Francisco for NAREIT's REIT World, our 2018 annual conference. Joining me today is Steve Buller, Portfolio Manager with Fidelity Real Estate Investment Portfolio. Steve, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I want to first congratulate you. You just celebrated your 20th anniversary as Portfolio Manager with Fidelity. How would you describe the changes that you've seen in your time there regarding investor sentiment towards REITs, and how have REITs themselves evolved?
Well, first, as far as investor sentiment, it's interesting because sometimes REITs are very popular when their returns are doing well, and other times when their returns, absolute returns, not doing well, especially relative to other parts of the equity markets or fixed income markets, you see less interest. But over this 20 years, the fund has returned over 10% per annum, which, if you look historically, that's a very good return. And if you look relative to the equity markets, that's even a better return.
Now, your tenure as Portfolio Manager covers most of the modern REIT era. In your mind, what one event over that time has had the biggest impact on REITs in terms of where they are now and where they're going?
Well, definitely the global financial crisis, where we had many REITs arguably taking a little bit too much risk, whether it was balance sheet risk or it was risk in terms of their business models, way too much development or transactional activities. Post the GFC, we saw that risk curtail on both sides. And more recently, we started to see development risk come up. And I think next we should start to actually see more balance sheet risk come up, because many of them have delevered to the point where it's almost harmful, in my opinion, to equity holders.
And lastly, why do you think the REIT approach to real estate investment has translated so well internationally? And the second part of that is, what are some of the biggest challenges and opportunities you see for the industry outside of the U.S.?
Yeah, we've had a huge introduction of REIT-like structures in many countries throughout the world. And although that is only an advantageous tax structure that usually puts some guidelines on and what they can do, we continue to see there'll be a growth in terms of names and market cap in the future. One frustration that we have, especially relative to the U.S., in terms of many of the REIT structures throughout the world, is the corporate governance is usually a lot less, a lot of externally managed vehicles, and also capital allocation decisions. Sometimes these companies do not make good capital allocation decisions, and they persist to not make good capital allocation decisions. And given that they often trade on a perpetual basis to a discount to their net asset value, that's even more frustrating. Where we really haven't seen that in the U.S. REIT market, when that does occur, we've often seen those companies taken private, which doesn't happen as much abroad.
Great. Steve, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
For more from REIT World 2018, be sure to visit NAREIT's website, REIT.com.